The Best Actress race is and always will be the most talked about and nail-biting acting category. This year is no different, and we have Annette Bening in Naiad, Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Huller in Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan in Maestro, and Emma Stone in Poor Things. Most people think that this race is between Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone. Do I agree with them? Let's find out. One thing that I will agree with most people is placing Carey Mulligan last for Maestro. Carey Mulligan is my Oscar winner for Promising Young Woman in 2020, and everything I love about her in that film disappears in Maestro. In Promising Young Woman, she is terrifying, precocious, sarcastic, powerful, and frigid. In Maestro, she is simply dull, lackluster, and uninteresting. Like the film and Bradley Cooper's performance in my next videos, I don't wish to expand my opinions about his performance further because it's vacant and insipid. She was zanier and more enthralling in her short role in Saltburn than here in Maestro. Following her is Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon. Lily Gladstone is the performer to watch for when the Oscar nominees were announced. She has the hype and the narrative, but when I watched the film, I found her underwhelming. Look, I find her dynamite in her stares, mourning, and breakdown, and Lily made me care for this almost static and robotic woman. But I don't think she and Leo had a passionate chemistry between them. I get it with Leo's side because he's idiotic and not fully committed to his relationship with Molly, but I felt nothing from Molly's side either. I was disappointed when her reaction upon learning Ernest and Bill's betrayal was just another stare and calm acceptance. After nearly dying in her bed, I was expecting an inner lion that will finally blow up. That was her chance of unleashing her accumulating pain and resentment that was burrowing for the first two-thirds of the film. I don't buy that Molly would forgive Ernest's family. Lily Gladstone is a capable actress, but I don't think Killers of the Flower Moon fully tapped her skills, range, and versatility. This is not her fault, but it hurt her chances to be my... At this point, I feel that most people will discontinue watching my reviews because the next one is considered another favorite to win, even though she has been nearly empty-handed. But Sandra Huller and Anatomy of a Fall falls to my number 3. Number 3 is not bad for a stacked lineup, even if I wish Greta Lee and Natalie Portman replace my bottom 2. Anatomy of a Fall is a decent courtroom drama about the death surrounding the husband of Sandra Voiter, who fell from the top of their house. I just think it got a bit repetitive in parts, and with no clear resolution regarding as to whether Sandra killed her husband or not, it left me discontented and hunger for more. Sandra Voiter is what the Oscars are invented, because her performance is one big Oscar clip. Sandra is a polarizing character in a sense that we don't get to nail down her ulterior motives, and Sandra Huller wisely and actively makes her even more ambiguous. She has a lot of monologues to handle, but it is her fight scene with her husband that is the greatest piece of acting in this lineup. What Sandra demonstrated in this scene is what I wanted Lily to display in her confrontation with Leo. However, I think Sandra is overshadowed by the actor who played her son, who is an absolute scene stealer and heartbreaker. There are moments where an open-ended characterizing resolutions work, and for a film like this, I wish they revealed who killed Sandra's husband, just for me to feel a full circle moment for Sandra's arc. My runner-up is the one that most people hated to be in this lineup, and it's Annette Bening in Naiad. Naiad is a magnificent sports biopic about Diana Naiad, the first swimmer to swim from Cuba to Florida. The premise sounds simple, and the plot is not the most original ever as it follows a traditional hero's journey, but Annette Bening is simply remarkable as Diana Naiad. The greatest aspect of Annette's performance is her courageous and total commitment to the physical demands of the role. I'm sure they use a body double in some shots, but Annette really sells the unwavering tenacity of the Naya Naiad to never give up. Before the film was even released, most people mocked Annette and Jodie because of their appearances on the poster. I mean, that is how most swimmers look like, and I never perceived them as ugly. Aside from the obvious physicality, I also have to give credit for humanizing Diana Naiad other than presenting her as a determined swimmer. She is a fighter who overcame the trauma from her sexual abuse and who never let anyone's prescriptions tear her down. The more someone tells her to take a rest because of her age, the more she sees younger swimmers eclipsing her spotlight, and the more she encounters dangerous stuff in the water, the stronger she becomes. She and Jodie anchor each other very well. And now, my best actress of 2023 is Emma Stone in Poor Things. Poor Things is a weird film about a scientist who reanimates an adult woman with the brain of her unborn daughter. This is the most outrageous film of 2023, and Emma Stone's turn as Bella Baxter is unquestionably the most outrageous female performance in this lineup. Like Annette Bening in Naiad, Emma Stone has to deal with the intense physicality of Bella Baxter. The technical aspects of her work are impressive and difficult to pull off. Her flat intonations and staccato movements are bizarre but fitting for Bella Baxter. Her character is initially a blank slate, But as the film progresses, Emma breeds her not just with life but also with complexity. Emma develops Bella's infant curiosity, no-filter personality, and astute maturity excellently. This is a woman who started with no agency of her own until she experiences firsthand what she initially perceives as interpersonally, morally, and socially befitting for her. I'm not sure if the science behind her reanimation and the zeitgeist of the world she encounters are accurate, but Emma comprehends Yorgos Lanthimos' Stone excellently. Bella Baxter demands a lot from Emma Stone, and she delivers proficiently.